Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and a big huge thank you to everybody that's here and subscribed already. If not, please hit that subscribe button. Today I made a gorgeous little tea caddy designed by my friend Jo Coogan of Chipboard Chappy Crafts. So let me show you. It's inspired me to finally get down to doing my own tutorial for my coffee bag caddy or general gift box. So this is a little tea bag caddy here. So thank you, Jo, for that tutorial today. Now my one is slightly bigger. It's a different design. I designed this one myself. So I've made two of these. I've had a few blips trying to get the measurements right, because every time I do it, I leave a big gap in between doing it and then I forget. So hopefully I've got my measurements right to make these today. So we're going to make one of these. So if I flip you round, so you can see what I'm creating, we can get on with it. See you in a minute. Welcome, welcome. We are now on desk view. So thank you for joining me today. What you're going to need is 2 bits of A4 cardstock. So we're going to make these 3 boxes. Well, we're going to make 1 box today. So we need 2 pieces of cardstock, and you need your scoring, simply scored tool by Stampin' Up. You also need a bone folder, glue, etc., and some DSP. Now I'm going to use the beautiful online exclusive papers that are the Flowering Zinnias Suite. Okay, so this is it here. It's non-directional paper, so really easy to make a box from it. And yeah, so let's get started. Now, what you're going to need, like I say, is 2 pieces, excuse me guys, 2 pieces of A4 cardstock. 1 piece needs to measure 11 by 8 1/4. Okay. So 8 1/4. I do apologise, I still have this post-COVID cough. Or maybe it's the 100-day cough now. I don't know. But it's just an absolute nightmare. Okay, your second piece, you're going to have to cut it down to, if I can pick this up. This needs to be 10.5 by 6. Okay, doke. So 10.5. I'm going to close this because that gives me my 6-inch marker. I'm just going to put my dogs back through the living room. Come on then, girls, here you go. Come in. I don't want to watch Mum. Come in. Oh, I knew they would do that. They came and they lay beside me, and now they've toddled on off. So anyway, so that's our 2 pieces. So we'll start with a smaller piece. Now I'm going to use my Simply Scored tool because it is so much easier. Okay, so long side to the top, and we want to score this at 1.5 and 4.5. Okay, we're going to flip it round so the long side's at the top, and we're going to score it at 1.5, 4 7/8, and 9 7/8. Oops. Be careful, be careful. Okay, so I don't know if you can see how that looks. Alright. Our bigger piece, we are going to do long side to the top. We're going to score it at 3 1/4. Now this is an odd shaped box, but it is so much fun to make. Long side to the top, we want to score it at 3/4, 4, 7, and 10 1/4. Okay, now this centre box here, we're wanting to make little tabs off of here. So I'm just going to run the scoring tool down so it's maybe just over 1/2 inch for these tabs, okay? Then we're going to cut it all up and get organised. Right, so let's do this. Now what I need to remove is this box here and this little box on both sides. Okay, so just cut that up to the first score line, and then we're going in from the side and we're cutting it right up to here, so we've got our glue tab. All right, so again repeat that on the other side and cut it right across like so. This little bit here is a glue tab. Now, I know we can all make boxes, etc., but this is a top flip, a lidded box, flip top, or top flip flap. You know what I mean. And it's just constructed a little bit different. Sorry, I'm a bit wonky today because I've not eaten enough. Because I can't take long enough to eat something without coughing my guts up. So that's our first piece, okay? This is the base of it. This is the back, this is the sides. Now we're going to do the top. Okay, so we need to remove, if you put the smaller of the little score lines down here, this bit here, which has got the 1.5 inch sections, that is the lid, this is the back. Okay, doke. So what we need to do is, we're going to go right up to that score line in the middle. Cut that away and repeat the same on the other side. And then I'll show you how it's going to come together. Okay. Now we need to cut these bits as well for the lid. So cut that straight. Then just miter those little glue tabs on each side. Go straight. It's so cold in Scotland just now. Well, especially where I am. Right, so I'm just going to fold and burnish this quickly so I can show you. Okay, so this is going to be the lid. This is the back of the box. And then we're going to join this onto the second part, okay? So if I fold and burnish this, I'll show you what I mean. It's just something different. It does hold, you know, those green coffee bags. I can't remember the actual name of them. Okay, so that's going to come here and here, like so. Then this bit feeds in here, and then it all goes together like that. So let's do this. Now I usually add my layers on first, but I thought I'll show you how to construct the box. First of all, the main box base. Just give all these lines a good burnish. Okay, so we're going to join this together. I'm just using white glue because it's easier, gives you some wiggle room. So we're just marrying that up. Okay, just give it a wee second and hold it. Make sure it's all square. Repeat on the other side. Give it a wee second. And then we can come in and give it a wee burnish to get those glues stuck down a little bit more. Okay, now, top half of the box, we need to wedge this little section so it tucks in nice and neat. Okay, so to show you what's going to happen, this goes in here. We glue that like so, and that gives us this flip top. So nice and easy. So again, just some wet Tombow glue. Okay, line that up. I'm just going to use my bone folder to give it a bit of a press. Okay, I'm happy that that is stuck now. Yep, it's definitely stuck. Wait, just give it another wee press just in case. And then we're going to attach these bits. Be a little bit more neater than I am. Like I say, I don't want to keep you too long on the tutorial. Do feel free to speed up as you go, or pause, or rewind. And if you do happen to make this little box, because I've designed it myself, obviously, I do like to design my own 3D projects 99% of the time. I would appreciate if you could share with me your creations just so that I can see what you've been up to. You know how it is, nosy. Okay, so the lid comes across and there's plenty of room in there for it to lift up and down. So let's glue these little tabs. It's a great wee box. Like I say, it only takes 2 sheets of A4 cardstock. Now what we'll do is I'll close it first. I know it's going to fit perfect, but I will close it first before I commit to attaching that very last little tab. Perfect. So just, like I say, make sure it's all lined up, that your glue's going to each of the corners. Ta-da! And that is the basis for our first part of the little box. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add some mats and layers. Well, we're just going to add some designer series papers as the mats because with our black cardstock it is more than sturdy enough, and a little bit DSP on there is going to help strengthen it a little bit more. So let's choose which one I want to use. Now, sometimes if you take one of your least desirable patterns, such as this, and use it in a design like this, it can totally change the look of the designer series paper. So let's do this. Now I am going to go, let me see now, what mat layers do I need? So for the front and the back, we need 2 pieces that measure 2 3/4. Now if it's directional, just watch what you're doing, remember. 2 3/4 by 4 5/8. 4 5/8. So 4 5/8 is the one in between the half and the 3/4. So I'm just going to stick these on as we go. Okay. You can do whatever measurements you like. You might want to do them, measure them yourself, get them a little bit more on point than mine's are. Not on point, but a little bit more, what, you know what I mean, more precise. So let's get all these stuck down. So I'm making this little box on my day off from the day job. I was meant to spend, I did take the time off to kind of spend some time with my son, but he's at his friends. So that's the front and the back. Let's do the top now, because I know the top, I should be able to get that out of this, quite possibly. It's a little bit smaller. Right, okay, let's go to plan 2. Let's do the sides. So the sides are 3 1/4 by 4 5/8. Because it isn't a square box. It is longer than it is wide. So what did I say there? 3 1/4 by 4 5/8. So 4 5/8 again, because that's the height we need. Okay, we're going to stick these on like so. Oh, I think I'll make that a little bit smaller. What did I say it was? 3 1/4. I'll do 3 1/8. I think 3 1/8 is going to be better for this. So we'll just take an 1/8 of an inch off. So 3 1/8, and I think that'll fit a little bit snugglier. Yep. That'll do, my goo. You can alternate the sides of the paper if you wish. So just lining it up. Trying to line it up, she says. If you're quick, you can peel it off, you see. for the other side. Goes on there. Awesome. So you're going to probably need one sheet of 12 by 12 to cover. You might be a bit better at being more frugal with your cutting skills than I am. Okay, so I'm just going to give them a little burnish. Okay, now this excess piece I think may fit the lid. And look, it does perfectly. So I worked out the lid was going to be 3 3/8 by 2 3/4. So if you use your strip of 12 by 12, keep the piece that's excess from doing those sides. Right, so we need to do the front of the lid now and the two sides. So one piece that measures 2 3/4, 2 3/4 by 1 1/8. So this will go on the front here. There's a slightly bigger border around it than these pieces, but it's okay. It's okay. Right, now we need two pieces that measure 3 1/4 by 1 1/8. So now remember your direction. 1 1/8 is here. So if I cut a slice off the bottom there, so 3 1/4. Might need to do that twice actually, because that's going to be a bit short. So 1 1/8 by 3 1/4, and that gives us two sides. Now we're not finished with the trimmer yet, but just set it aside just now, because we want to do our kind of like our card topper. It's going to go in the front of the box. Okay, so I'll just pop that on the side. Quite a busy paper, this. If you had time for planning better, you could have it so it was flowing. Okay, so there is our little box. Isn't that awesome? Awesome, awesome. Now, before we attach our topper, we need some ribbon. Now, I don't have a lot of ribbon at the minute because I'm waiting on my pre-order coming. So what if I use some non-SU that's in my stash? Okay. Now, if you want, you could actually put a piece on the back to secure it as well. But all I want to do is bring that up and tie it on the top. And then how fancy or not fancy you want it, you can sort later. Right, so, and then you can adjust it as you go. Now the topper needs to be, we need a piece of black or the same colour as your actual box design. And this is going to be 2 3/8 by 3 1/8. That's not going to fit the bill. Let me grab a piece. Oh, here's a scrap piece. So 3 1/8, 3 1/8 by 2 3/8, which is one in between 1/4 and 1/2. I'm going to actually use a piece of this DSP if I can find that other bit. Well, I think I've already cut it up, haven't I? So I'm going to use the reverse, and this needs to be 2 1/4 by 3. So 3 by 2 1/4. Now, if I wasn't making this little box today, I probably wouldn't have used this paper for a wee while. But I am trying to use up these gorgeous papers. So I've made a few projects already, but it wouldn't be guaranteed that I would continue using them. But thankfully, I decided to do this box today. Okay, so this is going to go in here. We're going to attach it down the sides. Firstly though, I want to use some of my mini alphabet die lettering that I've already die cut out. And I have a little bag. I cut these out using our adhesive sheets. Right, okay, I have decided on putting the words cafe on my little box, and you could put little tea bags in it or coffee bags. It is the size for coffee bags though. You don't need to use it for that purpose. It could, it would do grand as a gift box as well, folks, so use it as you wish at your leisure. Okey-doke. This is absolutely adorable. Right. Great. Now I will add a little image on here later on, but I'm going to stick it down, so we need some foam strips. Where's my foam strips? Here we go. Right, so let's cut some of these down. Oops. Here's one here. No, this is two. So, just stick this down. These are really good for giving you distance between your base and whatever it is that you're sticking down. Push them down well before you peel that backing off though. Okay, and we're just going to pop that on there, like so. We're going to tie this bow a little bit better. I'm starting to feel really tired now. Didn't get much sleep last night, whoops, with all of my coughing. But isn't this pretty? It's very green. It is very green. But nonetheless, it is gorgeous. So, there we go. Third time lucky. Hope you've enjoyed watching. I will speak to you all soon.